Tank knocked out. Another devastating blow to enemy morale. Not able to move after firing, that's fine. Okay, well, now what do we have in front of us? If we take a look at the map, we can see that we've got infantry all around the house. D-Day +5, 1430 hours. The Canadian salient is to be expanded west and a path cleared to vital high ground. Significant armor is committed to secure an approach to the next village through the crop fields and orchards. In this idyllic landscape, the SS Wait. Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to what I'm sure will soon be a hot mess, despite the name being hot work of this mission.
Hold the enemy until the tanks arrive.
We must hold the enemy then here, as we have some AT guns in this, known as the Troop. We've taken a look at it before, and man oh man, is it a good one. This game, of course, sharing a lot with Men of War in its appearance of the maps, the gameplay being similar to XCOM, and also some things being a little bit like Company of Heroes. We're going to move a few of these AT guns around and see if we can clap some tanks here today. One of the coolest things, or one of my favorite things to do in games such as Men of War Assault Squad, is to set up defenses and see how the enemy attacks. It's really fun to do in games like, if you can recall, Stronghold, which was a medieval castle building and siege simulator, which was a lot of fun and very well received by many people. Many miss it, I must say. We're going to go ahead and move our AT guns to positions where it'll be difficult for the enemy to try to approach them. Looks like we're also, since we're in charge of German pioneers here on D-Day, it's 1944, and so we've got a few things here for AT. We got Panzer Shreks and also flamethrowers, question mark? We're going to try to put some of these together and see if we can relocate these teams closer to the front line to get behind enemy tanks. And I'm actually going to do the same over here and see if I can have these AT teams crawl all the way up and do some damage against enemy positions. I think the flamethrowers will probably be the most useful in the area of the farmhouse on the left flank. So we'll put them nearby here so that way they can kind of move around there. And kind of funny, they're little symbols for stuff. I'm not sure why they kind of look like a little baby that's been like seat buckled into a car. But whatever. It's one of the better games that I've played in quite some time in terms of turn-based, but they're all enjoyable, and I know some people don't like it, but many of you were saying that you did see a lot of XCOM in this game and wanted to see more. So again, thank you very much for smashing like to vote for more World War II content on the channel, and of course, well, to showcase many more games such as Call to Arms, Gates of Hell, Men of War Assault Squad, and the upcoming Company Heroes 3. What are some of your favorite World War II games, by the way? What's some of the best, and what are some games that you want to get into but just haven't yet, or that you're a little skeptical of, such as Company Heroes 3? I'm just curious to know, so let me know down below. All right, 2 flamethrowers on the left side, AT gun on the left side. We'll go ahead and see how it goes. Let's end our deployment, and I believe the British will have, or rather actually in this case, will be against the Canadians, who will be making their advance with armor. We've got enemy tanks against us, and this game has some of the best, really cool AT ambushes, I must say. The Pack 40s in which we're using, the 7.5 centimeters, look great. They've got camouflage all over them. Previously, we showed off like 88s, and we've seen some tank battles too. For example, beautiful Panthers, glorious Tigers, and of course a lot of really cool battles with the Sherman, the improved Sherman, which is really cool. The Firefly taking on some of that armor. A little better against the Tiger, I must say, but the Panthers are quite capable. In this case, we must block the road until those tanks arrive, so we'll have to kind of wait and see how the enemy advances. Looks like in this case, one of them taking the road, one of them taking the left flank. Another great thing about this game, too, is that if you have not seen it before, other than taking place with the British and Canadians versus the Germans / like SS and airborne factions in World War II, is that it also allows you to play as both factions. You can play as the quote-unquote allies, or the quote-unquote Axis, I should say, is obviously, you know, you can play as both sides, so thus you get different perspectives on the type of mission. And so hopefully that means that there'll be more things to come soon, like, for example, the Americans or maybe Italians.
With a variety of devastating weaponry, but they must get close to be effective.
Unfortunately, we have 29 turns to take out enemy tanks with, so it's going to be a little while until we're actually capable of destroying all of those. The purple area here is where we can see and where we can engage, so the enemy is kind of in a position that we can't engage from right now. We can try to take a turn here and hope that they come through this way, so let's go ahead and turn here. We'll go ahead and confirm that. All of our troops are going to be lying in wait, so that's one of the most enjoyable parts, is just kind of waiting for to spring the trap. You know, you got to have a lot of patience and preparation to do that. In this case, I think we made some good ones. Wow, the enemy is just, they've really picked some good positions to be in, haven't they? They somehow outmaneuvered our guns, for now at least, for now. Our infantry will stay put. I want to continue to push forward with that Panzer team that was around here somewhere. Everyone else can pretty much sit still. Let's go ahead and get the flame. These are the flamethrower teams now. We're going to call them back into the... see if we can jump over that hedgerow there. One thing I've seen in previous episodes of the game, too, is you guys have said that sometimes when our units get hit, it seems like the AI's got a little bit of an unfair advantage where they're able to shoot through buildings. Now, that definitely can happen, but to be able to do that so accurately and destroy things like, for example, a Flak 88 or whatnot is a little... I'm not salty or anything. I think it's actually quite sweet when our vehicles get destroyed, and I love seeing the AI get some good kills in, too. It's good to have a good opponent. It doesn't just come down to RNG and an operation being destroyed because of that, although it can. But it's also great to have a good opponent that seems to know what they're doing with the equipment in which they have. So the enemy so far has... I'm going to go ahead and assume 5 tanks or so is what we're going to encounter shortly. We've got ourselves a handful of infantry, Canadian rifles moving up. They may be equipped with Bren guns, which are going to be devastating if they're in a defensive position. I feel like the German troops, if they have MG-34s or MG-42s, are really effective in open territory, and the British, any of their troops with the British Bren gun are incredibly effective inside of buildings. I don't know if that's any sort of a bonus or whatnot for where they're set up, but that's what's great about this game. By the way, as a side note, if you're watching this and you're you're licking your chops and really want to get into the action, there is a demo/playtest for the game where you can try it yourself and try out like the first 2 or 3 tutorial missions and one of the main or 2 of the main missions as well. About 8 to 10 missions in this game, and it's quite good for a start, and I want to continue to see it thrive. Like I said, the maps are gorgeous, and it's cool to see the enemy take their turns. Handfuls of infantry coming up. I think we can go ahead and skip all their stuff now. We're going to go ahead and click these forward and see what we can do. If we click, it also allows us to kind of skip the enemy's turn a little bit, although I don't think there's a way to do that. We do need to keep an eye on where the enemy is. In this case now we have our AT gun ready to ambush in the hedgerow. It is hidden, so we can go ahead and aim and fire at a tank. The moment we fire, though, that's the we are exposed. And go ahead and see if we can hit this tank here. 24% chance to hit, not great, but let's fire. Oh, very close. Unfortunately, too low. Let's do the same with the AT gun here. Now they know we got them. Alright, looks like we got a lot of infantry in front of us. We could load HE. 50%. Oh, wonderful. Alright, let's go ahead and get that Panzer team to move forward. And we'll kind of continue to outmaneuver vehicles and whatnot. Panzer is very powerful and has some pretty good range. Keep in mind that the Panzer different than the Panzer Faust, the Panzer similar to a bazooka, and the Panzer Faust kind of being more disposable, although both are just as capable. I do not like hearing that squeaking. That means the enemy is turning turrets, I think. Well, if we don't see what's moving here, that's got to equal infantry. Yep, so the enemy is definitely moving a lot of infantry up to the farmhouse. The problem with that is it will provide line of sight for the tanks to see where our infantry is. And with that amount of tanks, I think we could say goodbye pretty quickly to the infantry that's inside that building. It looks like all the tanks have pushed their attention towards the first AT gun that fired with the 24%. They do not like that AT gun. Unfortunately, I can't clap back with the other gun, and I don't think it's actually possible to move our AT guns once we place them, which is the problem with AT. Although they get a nice ambush bonus, once they've fired, they kind of given away the magic. 79% chance to hit. And another bad RNG, unfortunately. Let's go back to the other gun here. Well, it looks like the infantry squad that was there moved into the trees and could no longer be seen. And we do have line of sight on the tank over here, but cannot fire this turn. Well, this tank will likely turn and shoot and probably one and done our AT guns.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Everybody else is just going to hold in place. I don't want to shoot just yet. Panzer Strike
Jawohl,
team.
Jawohl.
Let's see how far we can fire this HVAT rocket. 8% chance, not great. Okay, they're a little closer. Let's end our turn. This is neat. We have to be very sneaky. It's almost like an advanced version of chess, too, as you have different types of capabilities for your units and such. AT gun there only being suppressed. I would assume only 2 or 3 times they will have to hit that gun in order to destroy it. Now it's 20% suppression. Basically, the value of 79% is going right out the window for the accuracy. And so it's going to be almost impossible now for us to kill tanks with that AT gun. Infantry is now approaching the farmhouse. That's one of our objectives to hold. We have 2 orchards on either side of the road. If we're facing north now, then this would be west and east side is where we have 2 flags where we'll need to defend. The farmhouse will probably be the easiest small position to hold. Heavy fighting, lots of casualties. On the right side, it's going to be a lot more maneuvering and also Hail Mary plays with the Panzer Shreks. We'll see how it goes. Looks like a tank just approached the wheat field there, and another tank just rolling right down the center. Okay, infantry doing their thing ever so slightly. Oh, 2 tanks out together. Surprised we have not seen mortars at this time. Wow, look at that. 2 tanks right next to each other. Incredible. 64% chance to hit the weapon right on the nose there. Go ahead and move 1 forward, perhaps. HVAT rocket will take, I believe, 1 move. 58% now that we moved. Let's fire again. Well, that appeared to be a hit. And interesting to see the, unfortunately, I think this tank's moving too fast for us to effectively hit. We're looking for a stationary target. Such as this here. 21%. Unfortunate. A lot of great plays from the enemy here, but not much we can do at the moment. Let's check the infantry in the house. The enemy just luckily moving past a lot of our defenses. Go ahead and fire on the troops inside the tree line. Wow, MG, what sounded to be a 42, doing a good hit inside that building. Fantastic. Let's see, where's that other squad? Nice, even more hits, even more suppression. Unfortunately, there's probably about 5 or 6 more squads out there somewhere. We'll have to find them. All right, tanks are moving up. And there goes the unloading on the house, as I suspected. Infantry will be closing in quite quickly. Seemed like the AT guns had their chance to kind of fire off, but unless a tank or several tanks move in, you really don't want the tanks to get anywhere near the AT guns. Obviously, as they close the range, they become more and more accurate, more and more plentiful. Now we're seeing 3 Sherman tanks there. Infantry is moving up here. That's what this pause is infantry being calculated in the wheats and such. In all the wheats, all of them. The Wheaties. All right, 3 tanks on the right. And it looks like 4 tanks on the left, kind of. Like there's 1 on the road. So there's 2 here, 3, and then... I guess, well, there's tanks everywhere, honestly. Tank now zipping away from our AT rocket. Tank is moving quickly away. Excellent. A tank wiped out from a rear shot. Beautiful. Good job. Finally, one tank kill. Feels good. Feels good, man. All right, a tank out in the open here. This tank is on the move, so it might actually zip away from us. 70% chance to hit. A hit. No word on penetration. Not sure exactly how much damage we may have caused there. All right, well, we got a few men left in the house. Let's keep pouring it on as the Canadians try to advance. One group wiped out. And looks like the line of sight is affected. We'll go ahead and try to get the flamethrowers in position then, as the British close in. Takes us a whole turn, basically, to move through the hedgerows, which is why they're great to deal with. We'll go ahead and keep these flamethrowers here. I wonder if we can actually... We can get them into the building. I'm not sure how it'll work firing out of the building. I'm not sure if they're permitted to do that, but we'll see. Well, at least we got one enemy tank. That's a win, damn it, for me. That was pretty damn cinematic, and one of the coolest things about the game. Would love to see something like that from Men of War Assault Squad. Is a little bit more effort putting in towards tank explosions and stuff is good. But Call to Arms, I think, makes up for that. Another fantastic World War II RTS. And in fact, even Warno, a new real-time strategy game in the Cold War, is a good one for that. Oh, I saw 3 deaths there, and that's the rest of the squad on the eastern side of the house. I think those were the ones with the LMGs and the SMGs and the rifle. LMG on the left side. Uh-oh, infantry's now moving in to deal with that Panzer Shrek squad that just wiped out the Sherman. Damn, the amount of tanks that we have to deal with. You know, what would be great in this game, too, would be a custom scenario editor. Now that I've seen this play out, it'd be very interesting to see these being changed into different types of tanks. Perhaps, a mix of Stuarts or Shermans, or possibly us getting an 88 and also maybe a Pack 40. In addition to that, like maybe two packs and a flak 88, nerfing the enemy or buffing the enemy or whatever you'd like to do. It seems the most difficult in this game to defend, too. I do it because I love it, and I think it's much more difficult because your options are more limited. Your mobility is not as great. It's hard to pull units from one side of the map and not feel like you're going to be overrun. That's going to be it for that Panzer Shrek team for sure. They're discovered for sure. And here comes the fire. No, interesting. Okay. Well, now we got more troops closing in. Let's go ahead and finish off the 2 on the left. We won't be able to finish them off. They're too far out of the engagement range, but we might be able to fire on the right side. Interesting how we can fire from the left side of the building to the right, but the left side of the building should be able to fire pretty much like almost 90 degrees. Regardless, doesn't matter. The player morale is 9. We need to get the enemy down to 0. We could win if we have enough tank kills. Good hit on that tank. Definitely did some damage. The enemy's being very smart about showing, or rather not showing, their flank here and pointing always at the AT guns when they finish their turn. That tank is hit and suppressed. That is a hit on this tank over here. And they are heavily damaged. Let's have this infantry squad fire at these infantrymen here. Suppression is what we're looking for. As we move in on yet another enemy infantry, or rather enemy tank. 48%. Let's try to get closer. %. Oh, another a massive damage to that tank. I think it added some damage to it. It was dazed from before, but... Okay, I think we're okay to continue holding. Let's see, that's not... Well, okay, let's go ahead and engage here. We can start revealing our locations.
Jawohl, Herr
Let me go ahead and put this flamethrower group here and next to the building. It looks like we could put them in the building itself. Okay, let's try that. Wow, we're down to just a handful of squads. Unfortunate. Tanks are coming together. Very interesting how they're moving around. The tanks are just wildly intelligent. It seems like they almost move in like packs rather than they actually move to engage enemy units and such. It's like they come together and then kind of spread out again. That's going to be a kill, I think, on that Panzer squad. One is down. Good news about the Panzer squad, they do work in twos, so if one man is down, the other one can and is trained to fire the Panzer. So we got enemy armor moving all around. 40% suppression there on that team. Oh, we could throw AT charge. Well, we got to be much closer. It's pretty much within about 1 hex. Beautiful to see that vehicle wiped out. More fire coming in on that building. No way is it a full wipe. 60% suppression, 3 or 4 kills there. 3 kills. Go ahead and fire. That's our flamethrower team. Minimal. Oh, suppression. That's why. We had to try. All right, now we're ready to fire with our tanks again. Anti-tank guns. 56% chance to hit the same tank again. Let's do it. Unfortunate. Well, our AT guns have not been wiped out in like the first 2 seconds, so that's a win, damn it. The amount of times that those AT guns seem to be targeted and wiped out instantaneously is crazy. We had a 6% chance to hit. There's probably no way on that one. Let's go for the 10%. Yep. Had to try, though, before the unit is wiped out. Lucky hit and suppressed. Well, this squad could go ahead and start moving up. If we're going to take out... Actually, we don't have AT anything for this squad, so... And I think we want to keep them back. I don't see much opportunity here without it. Could fire at tanks and try to get attention. Let's continue to fire, though. Suppression is important. Lucky hits are important. Okay, they just fired. And this squad should be able to lob a grenade, maybe. Nope, let's fire. Ah, the squad actually eliminated after being suppressed like that. Very good. But still, multiple squads here. 3 squads remaining. Not going to be good for us. Alright, let's see how the enemy advances. Tanks still staying around the main road. AT guns now starting to be struck. Unfortunate that they possibly could smoke out our positions. If they fire enough... If they fire enough at our AT guns, it'll actually create enough smoke and dust that they are not able to basically see, and they become almost suppressed in a way. Where their visibility is what's hindering their ability to attack, and not necessarily... the suppression or the fear of being shot at and just basically taking cover. Oh, that'd be the Panzer team there. Wow. Lucky hit through those hedgerows. It seems like the enemy is not able to... Infantry is not able to see through any sort of size hedge unless they're on the other side of it. Tanks can see over smaller hedges, but not over or through smaller or larger hedges unless they happen to have some sort of line of sight provided by infantry or something else. a friendly unit. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see what'll end up happening here. Obviously, I was going to say the town, the farmhouse is wiped from the 2 infantry squads in the front, in the northern side.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, the tables have turned. No way. We now have tanks. I thought, well, I did not expect that. All right. That is interesting, the fact that we actually have tanks now. I was not expecting that. I thought we'd just have to defend until all the tanks were destroyed. Wow, I was thinking we had to do the impossible here. Well, okay, let's go ahead and advance then onto that enemy armor. Looks like we have multiple tanks here. We can keep them in the back. Looks like we have all Panzer IVs. If you're not familiar with the capability of the Panzer IV, these look to be Panzer IVHs. They're quite good against Shermans. They could go toe-to-toe and in some cases outmatch them depending on what Sherman we're dealing with here. In this case, it looks mostly like the... oh, actually, no, we have Fireflies here. Those are very capable. Right there is a Sherman Firefly. The barrel is actually disguised, so that way it's hard to tell what it is in terms of its... well, the gun size. It's supposed to look like a 75. Very good trickery from the... I guess the British forces or whomever came up with the design. Alright, we'll aim our turret then. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to engage with the AT guns. So now it's our time to clap back. What the hell was I doing? I clicked fire before aim. That'd be nice if we could reload that, but that's alright. That tank is hella gone. And it looks like our AT gun is basically on hold. Wow, 8 turns in, we're actually able to get reinforcements. So, a big advantage now. Alright, time for the enemy to continue to calculate their moves. Infantry now moving forward, and our own infantry just going to have to buy time. The flamethrowers, for example. Looks like they need to get a little closer. Oh, a British tank. Incoming fire, indeed. Well, now things are really starting to heat up. That Panzer Shrek did a great job earlier in at least eliminating 1 tank. But there's so many enemy tanks. And so much infantry coming our way, too. And more infantry on the road. More troops closing in on the tanks. Now we're starting to enter territory of combined warfare. Combined arms, where the enemy infantry and the enemy tanks are moving together. It's amazing to me how they're really staying together nicely. And I don't think this, smoke is now blocking our line of sight, too. So insult to injury, where the enemy can now... basically block our shot from the previous smoke fire. Yeah, there's an enemy infantry squad there. Some suppression there. Alright, let's take out that juicy target. We've got a British tank in front of us. I don't think we can... Let's go ahead and see if we can aim our turret there and fire. 57% chance. And it went through. Go ahead and fire at this tank again. 90% chance, frontal. And that's got to be wiped out. Well, let's go ahead and roll together a little more forward. Just a little bit more. Actually, wait a minute. That tank is not going to be able to fire for a little while. Looks like there's more positions in the rear to take. I'm going to go ahead and move to the right flank with this tank. Not too far, though. We should stay together, so I'm going to go ahead and advance just a little bit. Alright, let's check our flamethrowers. We're mostly now just waiting at this point for the British to or the Canadians, I guess, to try to close in as much as possible with minimal fire from ourselves. But suppression will keep them back. Perhaps we'll get additional tanks. Knowing the mission ahead of time is the mission. Oh, wow. Player morale is increasing as our reinforcements have arrived. I don't even know what we need to do here aside from perhaps eliminating all enemy units then. Good shots there. Let's take a look at our flamethrower units. Alright, we're going to literally fire at the enemy. Can we move and engage them? Smoke blocking line of sight. Oh yes, a little bit of the smoke from this corner of the building is blocking our entire ability to fight, I guess. Well, we got to move here. They'll probably move that way. So we have a chance to hit them if they advance. Unfortunately, this AT gun is going to be overrun. A little suppression there on that unit flanking. Okay, let's end our turn again and see what happens. The enemy's at least going to lose 2 tanks. AT guns did a fantastic job of at least trying to lure the enemy's fire away from buildings. In this case, just one farmhouse. Canadian forces moving up past the destroyed tank. There's 2 tanks on that right side. We're going to have to take that right side last, I think. If we can defend the AT gun, that'd be great. I'm not sure if we can actually recapture AT guns, but that'd be great. It would allow us to regain territory and the advantage if we were forced to push back. Area on the left is now neutral. British Canadian infantry moving down the main road. Oh, and some long shots coming in there. That may eliminate that group. Looks like it did not. All right. Well, we've got 10 turns remaining. I'm not sure if it'll all come to an end if the British are not able to capture... I guess the enemy forces are able to capture the town. We have a now opportunity to get accurate aim. Let's fire at the hull. Tank knocked out. Another devastating blow to enemy morale. Not able to move after firing, that's fine. Okay, well, now what do we have in front of us? If we take a look at the map, we can see that we've got infantry all around the house. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually fire at them with our flamethrower. Are they inside the building? They might be. I believe they are inside the building. Oh, this will be bad. Alright, we threw a Molotov out at them, I guess. We couldn't see it inside the building. I wish we could have. That would have been cool. Let's see, the AT gun. I would like to try to continue to fire at the infantry with that. Oh, damn it. I keep clicking fire as if like I want to go into fire mode, then click the target. Although, I don't think we had much here that we could hit, honestly, without the tanks. That's okay. Now, is the smoke cleared on this side? Still, what? Apparently the Canadian tanks are firing smoke rounds that just can continuously stop our line of sight on our AT guns. Well, I would say at this point, no matter what, a very costly advance for Canadian troops. Probably not a price they were unwilling to pay, but definitely a price that I wasn't expecting, and probably neither were they. We can advance again with this tank. More infantry out in the open. We do have grenades. We'll go with the 76 on the left. All right, another squad eliminated. Okay, anybody else willing to make moves here? Squads are getting suppressed quite quickly. Well, given what we know now from playing this mission for the first time, it would be a great beneficial thing to keep the AT guns maybe in the rear in one flank and then wait for the tanks to come up in the center and take the other. It would give us a good advantage of having guns where they're needed. I think that AT gun might be wiped out. More units getting hit. Looks like this tank is damaged. I'm seeing smoke coming out of the top and the bottom here. We've got some exhaust smoke. And some damage. All right, let's keep going. So yeah, we're being overwhelmed by infantry and tanks now. All we can really do is just try to delay to give the tanks time. As now the infantry is going to be pushed aside, as they were there for the very beginning. The infantry was there to hold the line from the very start. Oh yeah, in this case, yeah, this is how it works with infantry. First you select fire. No wonder I'm getting confused here. Yeah, you click fire for the infantry, then select the target, and it's different for the AT guns and whatnot. Okay. So yes, one AT gun eliminated. We still have our tanks, though. So go ahead and make sure we aim this time. Oh yeah, we weren't going to be able to hit anything back there, not at all. Maybe the infantry in the roadway now, with an HE round. Well, good. That sneaky tank, man. Trying to sneak down the main road. We keep our tanks together now. Now, if we can hold this village, we could possibly bring the British to, or Canadian, I guess, to a final battle around the village. I also want to flank to the right, but I just don't trust how I've seen the AI play, landing some sort of a weird shot through these groves. They could possibly push us. Gonna go to the right side, though. All right. Flamethrowers are in a good spot. We're still kind of holding this area, even though it's been decapped. 3 infantry squads there. Depression, nice. Imagine all the damage that could have been done if we had access to those Panzer Shrek squads, or at least another. Okay, I think we're good for... Well, actually, I was thinking in reverse. We were 8 turns in when we got reinforcements up to turn 10. I was thinking that's how many were remaining. We're now up to turn, what, 11 for friendly forces? And they are moving all around. Enemy infantry is absolutely everywhere. And they're continuing down the main road. Wow, tanks are just... they're just everywhere, aren't they? Alright, our turn again. I think we've got a plan here. And that plan is to win the war. All we gotta do. Very easy, very day one. Alright, so we got infantry units. It seems like the new objective is this village here. So they're definitely wanting to move in onto that spot. I think what I want to do here is advance a bit more and then rotate left, if we can. And then pretty much do the same here too. There we go. Okay, so as for infantry squads, we've got pretty much nobody left except for the harassing forces on the right side. Looks like they're suppressed too by smoke. I guess you can see that this is taking place in a matter of seconds then. If smoke is still in the air like that from an initial blast. Infantry shot at by the tree. Line of sight blocked for those troops. It's alright, if they move out of there, we're okay. We still have 3 infantry squads to deal with here. And they haven't even tried to attack the AT gun. Interesting because they actually got shot at by it, so interesting to see. Yeah, we don't really have any moves for that.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Okay. Enemy's turn again. Now, all their armor continuing to consolidate is not a great thing. It means that they can support each other if they... Well, it's likely that one of them will be able to spot our units and the others may shoot. More guns may win in these situations as they'll have more opportunities to fire at our infantry or our tanks or whatnot when they see them. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright, enemy infantry and tanks still kind of crawling around. No, we're not losing any, not losing any infantry, but definitely not great taking hits. Alright, back to our tanks. Okay, well now we might be able to do some damage here. Unfortunately, no real way to take out that infantry just yet. So we're gonna have to flank around. Keep one tank there, though. And we'll move up just a little bit. Because the enemy infantry there is not going to be able to be spotted in the trees. Alright, now let's move up. Oh, here we go. Enemy tank getting risky. 56% chance to hit. If only we could have scored a hit. Oh, it would have been great. So I guess this is what they mean by the path to the village, although I wouldn't even... I guess this is kind of a village, but it's so small that I don't even know what I think of it. They've definitely carved their path to the village, but making sure that they can get all the way there through it is a different story. AT gun wiped out, more than likely. Minor suppression. There is smoke, though, so that, I guess, incapacitates the gun for now. Infantry moving in on the main road. All right, so now the tanks will be in a good opportunity, or at least a good position for a good opportunity when those units start to push down the road further. And of course, we probably won't be able to fire. Wow, 80%. There we go. Our third tank down, boys. Wow, and the turret blowing off the top. That is fantastic. Wow. Very good. Wow, very good. Very, very good. Well, the infantry is continuing their advance and continuously bringing troops here. Well, we might have a damn win. I would say if I was to play this mission again, I'd much rather be on the attacking team. There's way more mobility here. I think we're getting lucky with, you know, a couple of kills and whatnot, but our morale is quite high. I'm not exactly sure what we need to do in order to win here, aside from eliminating all enemy units. Our morale loss is mostly by infantry. We got some more infantry here. I suppose we could try to move these guys back to the village. Actually, no, we'll stay here near this position. I don't see any other enemy infantry, so let's just pull back. It's coming down to the tanks now. Let's go ahead and have this grenadier team move to the flamethrower team here, move to the capture position. Out onto the street. There we go. No, they might be killed, but I just want to keep them nearby that flag and see if we can capture it. Alright, we're going to end our turn again and see what they do. Unfortunately, we can't like use a half turn to just spray a little bit of machine gun fire down the road or something, but that's okay. Looks like this tank is hidden. Uh-oh. And it looks like the tank on the left. Oh, we turned away from that. Okay. I had forgotten that. We need to outmaneuver these tanks here, though, and go where the AT gun is. Okay, well, I can't engage that unit. Alright, the enemy has the orchard. They do not have the farmhouse or the village. And that's our main objective. Oh no. I hope they don't have anti-tank. Okay, well that's interesting. Now I'm trying to see their moves play out a little bit more as our defense is a little bit more important. Gonna come down to a little bit more RNG here. Awesome, infantry squad out in the open. Well, now they can't see me. I don't think we can fire there, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the hell away from that infantry squad. Stay away from me. Don't come near me. Don't bother me. I don't want anything to do with you. No, thank you. Alright, so the two tanks will advance. Anyone's guess as to whether or not this tank will cut right or cut left? Now, we have the flamethrowers in these buildings. We could utilize them as soon as they get a little closer. Although our units really can't move far, and if the British, these tanks are going to engage us, it'll It'll buy us a little bit of time, the more we
Jawohl,
hide
Herr
from them.
Kommandant.
I'm pretty sure I can reman that AT weapon, but, you know, to be able to reman it, turn it, and do all that stuff is just going to take too long.
Schnell.
So we'll see.
Jawohl, jawohl.
Okay. Alright, well, the tank is coming straight in. It's going to wait until the absolute last second to make its decision, and in this case, it's going left. Who's going left? Infantry pursuing the tank, maybe? Uh-oh. I think we might be able to drive up behind here and do something crazy. Okay, what do we got? Enemy tank on the left, enemy tank in the center.
Ja,
Big battle right now is going to come down over here. Let's just keep zipping, though.
schnell.
We're going to evade that tank and buy us some time.
Jawohl.
If they know where we are, they will at least try to advance to that position. And we can leave them in the dust. Alright, fairly certain that this tank is going to also try to advance just a little bit. I'm going to back that up.
Jawohl.
And we should be covered here. I'm going to try to rotate to the left.
Jawohl. Jawohl.
Okay.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Flamethrowers are pretty much... Oh, they've got an eye on them.
Schnell.
Doesn't
Jawohl,
look
Herr
like there's any
Kommandant.
enemy infantry around.
Schnell.
Tanks could be hit by the flamethrowers. All this infantry movement in the back is distracting all the tanks. they're trying to counter our moves and not going for the objective. They could easily win and push through, but... Oh, there we go. Oh, unfortunate for the flamethrower team. They were spotted by somebody else somehow. We'll keep this flamethrower team inside the building.
Jawohl.
Yeah, enemy tank not gonna move, I think. Alright, let's go to the other tank.
Ja, ja. Schnell.
There we go. Now we just need the British, Canadian tanks here to present themselves for the taking. Oh, there's another objective here on the right side. We just simply don't have enough infantry to take care of all those objectives. Especially now when we're delaying so much infantry. That's going to be a shot there, no? Maybe their next turn. Oh, the British are...
Jawohl.
Canadian British forces here just trying to catch us with our
Jawohl, jawohl.
sides or flanks or something exposed, and it's just not working out.
Beeilung. Jawohl.
We got nothing here. Anything could break through on the left. There's that tank there, but it's just kind of hidden. It's amazing how they're able to do this dance. Like, they're able to manage our units and their own at the same time.
Beeilung. Ja.
I don't want to get any closer to the enemy tanks at all. I don't know who's going to win in 29 turns, but, like, if we lose because, like, we didn't win in enough turns, I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, they're the ones, like, invading France. I mean, we already did. We already won in the initial 1940 attack. Oh, there's a tank. Infantry would help us to see those objectives a little bit better. But that's why we got 2 tanks there now. Infantry flamethrower is still alive. Alright, let's go ahead and fire back. Oh! A nice little bounce. A hit, though. That's better than a damn shot in the dirt. Let's see what we can do with the flamethrower. 100% chance. Wow! Alright. Well, that crew is going to have some bad times. Alright. Well, I'm glad that flamethrowers are that powerful. They're incredibly difficult to position. I want our tank to be stationary for when the British come around. I don't think they have any sort of chance to hit us with the tank behind us. We haven't seen that one move, but that's probably what he's doing. The infantry is able to see where we are. And they're just not going to be nice. Wow. Calculating a little bit of bias there. The game was like, hit. Oh, wait, and gun taken out. Oh, and Hitler died before he was born. Oh, and Germany never existed. And, Holy Roman Empire was just like not an empire at all. It was an umpire. He was good at baseball. That was it. It was a Holy Roman Empire. That's it. How about that? Well, that went through. That's good. Yeah, 19% chance to hit. Unfortunate. But the gun is knocked out, so let's go ahead and reverse. Okay, we're pushing in. We're going to move up our tank now. I'm going to be absolutely shocked if they pop out of the corner. I'm expecting the enemy tank to come up behind us. And on the left side, tank knocked out, unfortunately. Is that a Firefly? I actually haven't even been paying attention to the types of tanks we've been encountering. It's not that we have a choice for it.
Your men have reached their limit. We can ask no more of them today. You must withdraw.
Darn. Very good game. All right, that is it for the troop. I want to see some multiplayer on this game as well. Hopefully it comes soon to the game. And damn, I cannot believe that, man. I was not expecting a win, then I did. And, well, obviously with the tanks out of action, that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.